Mood Talk, Mood TV. What's the mood?
You already know.
Alright, so I'm here with SA1. You already know. Sour Cell. You already know. So sponsored by Mood, sponsored by Free, sponsored by SA1. You know, marketing. You already know. So today's topic is religion versus spirituality. Religion versus spirituality. So the first way I want to hit this is, how does religion and spirituality affect the population of people? When I say population, I mean the whole planet, or you could look at it as, you know, one country, or you know, whatever. But how do these two things affect a population of people? That's the first way, if you don't know.
All right, so I think everybody has a natural intuition that there's a higher power, and you search and seek for that higher power, ways that you can connect, ways that you can feel closure and peace with that higher power. And then religion is the structure. So this is what you could do on a daily, weekly, monthly, and the way you could live your life. But throughout time, I feel like the people in power have taken religion and they've written in their own little opinions and ways that they'd like society to think and go, and they've called it, this is religion and this is what it is. And sometimes that natural intuition, that spirituality, it makes people say, that doesn't sit right with me. So I'm gonna not choose your religion. I've learned good things from your religion, but I'm not gonna just go with that religion. I'm just gonna choose to follow my heart. Worldwide, there's so many religions, systems of belief, schools of thought, all that. But worldwide and universally, we all have a spiritual intuition that for a lot of people it trumps religion. And today, a lot of people said, I'm not religious, I'm just spiritual. I'm not religious, I'm just spiritual. And I get what they mean. It's you made religion and church and all that seem dirty and just not genuine. But spirituality, to me, it brings me closer to that higher power. That's how I see it.
Okay, good take.
I agree. I feel like without spirituality, you can't really have you can't really practice good religion, but you can have religion with no spirituality. So
Facts.
At the end of the day, you're gonna need spirituality. You're gonna have to have some type of spirituality in any religion. They all practice spirituality just in different ways. And then I grew up Christian, but my dad's side of the family was Jehovah's Witness, and I never really understood Jehovah's Witness growing up, but as time goes on, you realize all of them think they're right. Literally every religion believes theirs is the way. So at the end of the day, somebody's wrong. And I can't really say y'all all wrong. I can't say the Most High is going to say, okay, I'm going to pick this group because they picked the right one and they knew it was the way to go. So that's what was so hard for me growing up. I was always thinking damn, is this the right religion? Is this the right one? Is Christianity the right one? Or I was always trying to figure, is my people the best people, or are they the most holiest?
That's true.
And it's not that way, because as I kept going on, I learned about Buddhism, I learned about being Muslim, I learned about all that stuff, and they all have great things we could learn from. They all have great points in their spiritual books that people could definitely take into their life and do positive things with it. But just to for me, this is just me, but just to hone in on one religion and not learn about the rest of them and just say, okay, mine's is the best one, or just be so arrogant about your religion, I don't like that. So that's why I feel like what Foy said, when you talk about just spirituality, that's more of the whole world. That's more of just being in one, or just showing just peace. It's not a lot of the extra backlash. It's not none of the knowing what goes with religion or knowing the negative things. It's more people are connecting with the one, or they're connecting with themselves. They're connecting with a higher power besides the religion. It's just me and the highest power. So that's how I feel about it.
I feel you. And yeah, I agree with both of y'all, because I feel like religion was always, to have spirituality, you have to have, no, to have religion, you have to have some type of spirituality. So I definitely agree with what you said, because that was deep. But over time, I feel like its religion has been used in such a way that a lot of these religious groups don't have any spirituality. They're just actually one-minded, like they actually just believe in this one thing, and this is how it's gonna be, or in general, like just are stuck in their ways. So when it comes to them versus each other, or how they affect the population, I feel like spirituality is, you know that God is, if you look at God, he's just everywhere. Like he's everywhere. Like nature is pretty much God in a spiritual sense, and life is a creation of that mixture of God and life. And in a sense, like religion is who you as a people believe in. Because you feel me? In every religion, their God is gonna look like them. You know, and every text is gonna say you were made of me, so in my image, so here. So I feel like how it affects everybody is, that's just it. It affects everyone because it's everywhere. It's spirituality. It's, if you got it, you got it. If you feel it, you feel it. But religion now has gotten to a point where it is like a poison in spirituality, and that's scary to say, but that's really how you look at it. Like they justify wars through religion. I don't think it's justified through spirituality, because if you felt, you know, just the right way in all senses, then I don't think war would be a part of spirituality. So that's my take on that. Anybody got any closing on that?
To piggyback off what you said last about spirituality and not being at war, we didn't really talk about the bad side of spirituality, because there's good spirits and there's bad spirits. So when we talk about spiritual warfare, that's something that's, I feel like it's going on right now. Like with everything going on in the world, like all the trauma, all the everything, I feel like some of that is involved with spiritual warfare that people are either involved in, or they don't even, like they can't even see it with their own two eyes, that two spirits are fighting right in front of them. Like I feel like that's at a point where we are right now. But yeah, I do feel like spiritual has a good and a bad, but again, it's all how you take it. But yeah, there are spiritual warfare happening right now, and there are bad spirits that you could be, you know, exposed to. Yeah.
And I like how you said that, because there is good and bad in everything. It's balanced. So like you said, you know, sometimes you get a good feeling in your stomach, like a really good feeling, like dang, like this is about to happen. But then sometimes you get a really bad feeling in your gut, and it's in your gut, and you like, holy shit. And honestly, you can feel these different things. Have y'all ever, you know, just from chest down, I've felt different things, and I really, you know, understand what you're saying with that. So
That's the move.
that's the move. Make sure
You can feel somebody's, like, not just somebody, you can feel the spirit of a thing, of an object, of a person, of a saying, of a phrase, of a vibration. Like you can feel the spirit of it. And one thing that Sam said is like, is my group right? Like basically, like y'all, I'm gonna combine both of what you said. Like, is my group right? Like basically, like if the Most High is looking down, he's like in all these different denominations, all these different ways of thinking. People are thinking, hey, is what I'm doing the proper thing? And then he said a lot of these people in religion, they're one-minded. They only think in this one way, and it's just based off of what was written in tradition and all of that. But where's the intuition? Where is the actual spiritual, like knowing, the feeling, like to say like, nah, even though y'all saying this, I ain't with that, or not, even though the whole group is going with this, I ain't with that. That is spirituality. That is intuition. Like it's not just cookie cutter where this is the way. Like you have to have your own like mind, your own critical thinking, your own like, because this is the best thing that I learned in terms of all these different religions. Imagine, you know, you ever had a prism? where you put the light through it and it splits into the rainbow, the 7 colors.
Yeah.
Well, the Most High or nature or the universe is that one alpha color, that supreme oversoul. And then when you put it through the prism, then you get the 7 colors. You get Christianity, you get Buddhism, you get Islam, you get Hinduism, you get so on and so forth. Now they all come from that one light, but it's just different angles.
It's just how they interpret the Most High, how
That
they
one,
interpret
yeah.
their, yeah.
And the common denominator is they all come from that same source, and they all share spiritual truths. And if you go through them all, you'd be like, oh, I heard that in that. Oh, I heard that in that. I heard that in that. And yeah, you heard that in that because it's all the same source. It comes from all the same place. There's a spiritual truth about it.
And it comes from the same source. And also, I feel like over time, this is why religion got so lost from spirituality, because over time, everything just started. It was more about, hey, how can I put my ethnic group forward, or how can I put my religious group forward? What can I write down to make it better for my group? So just a lot of different things that affect spirituality and religion at the same time.
That's when I said in the beginning, it's like man comes in and he puts his own ones and twos, his opinions and his agenda on it. And when you have an agenda on spirituality, you don't really have everyone's best interest at hand, because
Then it becomes religion.
Because spirit, the word spirit actually means the breath. And the breath is what masters the body and brings the heart and mind into accord. So once you master your breath, your spirit is at ease, because your spirit is the breath. So that's something to think about.
My last closing thoughts on that is, I like what Foy was saying, basically, and Drake kind of said like how people are getting disconnected from the spirituality part. I agree, because like when I was growing up, or just like if you think back into the older days, like in the 80s, 90s, like a lot more people caught the Holy Ghost, what they call like a spirit that entered their body, and it just made them feel really good. And that's because they were either praising so hard, or they were just praying so hard, or whatever it might be. But if you look at churches today, a lot of that's going away, and people are more concerned about the physical aspect versus the spirituality part. Like they're more worried about getting to church on time, making sure we look good, making sure we pay our tithes, making sure we go to Bible study. But then like you do all these things and you never speak to God. Like you never speak to the Most High. Like you never actually close your eyes and actually really, really genuinely speak to Him. Like it's only all for show. So I feel like some people, not all, but some people who are really religious people, they're more stuck in the physical versus the spiritual, and they should be more in the spiritual than the physical.
Definitely agree with that. I feel that in a way, they're trying to do very well in the physical too. Like they're too concerned in the physical.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Move Talk, Move TV, man. Yeah. That's it for this video.
You know, that's the Move Show. Sponsored by Move Talk.
You already signing off.
Sponsored by Free, man.